Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, people. Wallah al-Azim, I was doing the intro and I see this popping on my feed. Like Harry Maguire is about to spend the rest of his career and extend his contract to spend the rest of his career at Manchester United. And then people don't want us to make fun of Manchester United. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim again, people. How's everyone doing? Man United are about to land Sesko, where Saeed made fun of Sesko. Everyone made fun of Sesko. They're now doing, staff is doing the baby Zlatan stuff. And he's amazing and he's fantastic and all the stuff. Does that mean that Isak is staying at Newcastle? There is talk around that Isak might be staying at Newcastle, but Newcastle is still targeting Nicholas Jackson. It looks like Benjamin Sesko actually prefers to join Man United. That is what is reported. We don't know what is going on. Arsenal are very slow currently now in terms of transfers and stuff. They are still probably going to wait for Eze. And also they might target a left winger if they sell Trossard. That is far-fetched, but the season is literally 10 days away, if I'm not mistaken. 10 days away, or actually less, 9 days away, and we see Arsenal versus Man United. Are Arsenal ready? What's the guy you signed, Wolfie Nodoa? You're gonna snatch that guy from Napoli, if I'm not mistaken, or something like this.
Oh, Dandoy.
Yeah.
Can I ask you something? How's everyone doing first?
Alhamdulillah.
Okay, guys, before we ask the questions, there is 700 people in the house. Can we get the likes up? We have already about a lot of votes. Can we get the likes to 500? Hit the like button, subscribe. I'm really close to 40K. So I need to get 40K maybe in the next week or two or something like this. I'm going to ask Wolfie a question. Wolfie, I just want a wallahi genuine question. Do you think your team now with these signings are in contention to get Champions League football again, try again this season?
No, I think if we get Douglas Luiz, we get another winger, and we need some backup on the left side, then maybe. But as things stands, no.
You don't think so?
Strong enough. No.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Okay, but where do we start with the Isak thing quickly? Anybody here thinks that Isak can anybody here thinks that the bridge can be like they can actually build the bridges back between Isak and Newcastle?
Yeah, they can.
Look, here's the thing. We can't sit here and say the reason why Sesko is going to go to Man United is because Sesko wants to go to Man United, blah, 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 and then do the opposite for all the other players because it doesn't suit her narrative. خلاص, the bridge is bad.
Why?
By the way, even yesterday... Wait.
Hold on. What is this? How is this related to the... What?
Yeah, I didn't understand.
What is he waffling about?
Because the journalists say that Isak wants Liverpool, so it's the same idea. wanting to move to a football club.
No,
It's
it's
different.
not.
Harry Kane wanted Manchester City. It's like
That's
Riyad
different.
Mahrez.
Harry Kane didn't kick up a fuss like
Gibbs
this.
White wanted
Hey,
Spurs.
Devin-
So there
He
isn't-
literally,
this is the
was
problem,
absent
Chat.
from training.
You want to know what happened after last week's show? They
Uh,
messaged me immediately. People who don't even like watch my channel, people who aren't even subscribers, they were like, these guys continue to gaslight Hussam like he's saying something crazy. Chat, you notice they interrupt me after 2 words and then they act like I said something
Because you say
crazy.
something stupid.
The reason why Sesko is going to Manchester United is because Sesko prefers the Manchester United over Newcastle. So when we're looking at it from the player perspective, before I was rudely interrupted, Isak, according to Fabrizio Romano and Ornstein and all the journalists, wants to move to Liverpool Football Club. And even as reported yesterday, he left Newcastle training because of a thigh injury, which we all know is total bullshit. So he went to Newcastle yesterday. If you put 1 and 1 together, you're an intelligent human being. He went to Newcastle yesterday to train, he got sent home because in the meeting he told them, I don't want to play for this football club, I want to join Liverpool, which is why immediately 2 hours after he went home, we got the bomba. Sesko is being approached by Newcastle. That's it. It's just basic logic. So you can't tell me Sesko's joining Man United because he prefers it. Okay, Isak wants to Liverpool. Now what?
So Ashraf, in all of that,
can
did
I-
you hear him say anything about the club, or was it all player?
Yeah, exactly. That didn't answer. Sam, honestly, big up, but obviously that didn't answer most question. Mo, correct me if I'm wrong.
He's like, big up, like, fuck big up. Big up what? You're waffling. He's like, what? No, big up.
No, Hassam's my brother. I would never say that to him. But I think, Mo, correct me if I'm wrong. Your question was, can things be repaired between Newcastle and Isak? Not like forever, at least for this season. If that was what you were trying to say, then I think the answer is yes. We have seen many examples before of players throwing a fuss about wanting to leave.
Tell me an example. Tell me.
Morgan Gibbs White this summer.
Yeah, that's
Forget
different.
Morgan Gibbs White. I can
Oh,
give you
that's
big
different.
names.
Okay.
I can give you big names. Tevez with Man City when he threw up a big fuss, didn't even want to come off the bench against Bayern Munich, was kept on the bench for a whole year and then stayed a season after that where he was top scorer. Neymar, a couple of seasons ago, when he threw a big fuss, he wanted to leave, making a big drama to the point where the fans were booing him for the first 5 games of the league because he wanted to leave and he made it very clear, I want to go to Barcelona. PSG didn't let him go, obviously, at the time. To be fair,
his boy Gerrard with Chelsea.
Yeah, maybe,
I've
but
never kicked up a fuss like this. Yeah.
I don't think he did kick up fuss. Harry Kane, when he didn't show up for training, he came late. He took an extra break. Had the interview with Gary Neville. Said apparently goodbye to his teammates. Obviously, Daniel Levy went back on his gentleman's agreement and said, "Get the hell out of here." And obviously, he ended up not only staying that season, he stayed a season after that as well. So there are examples of players. Because in the end, Isak is smart. If he does, I think he will get his move. I think
Liverpool just saying what he wants to happen, not what he thinks.
If you hear me correctly, and if you hear me till the end, you'll understand that I'm saying I think the move.
Oh, but it's okay for you both to interrupt me after one word. But I have to hear it to the end. Subhanallah.
No, because you didn't answer. I didn't think you answered his question, but I think Liverpool will cough up the money.
How did I not answer this question?
I was coming to that point.
I think Isak is going to Liverpool, whether Sesko ends up at Man United or Newcastle. Easy.
I'll come to that point. I think Isak will go to Liverpool because I think Liverpool will cough up the money in the end. I don't think it'll be like, oh, no, we will not pay you. Secondly, your Sesko example makes no sense, bro, because you said Sesko wants to go to United because he prefers United. He doesn't prefer Newcastle. The difference between Sesko and Isak is contracted by Newcastle. So if they say, on my life, you're leaving nowhere, he is leaving nowhere. Like, that's the reality of things. Sesko, if he's going to a club and Leipzig is saying, you're leaving because we need the money, he gets a choice. As long as they bid whatever Leipzig want, obviously. Like, assuming Newcastle and United give
Honestly, you want to know something? The reason why this argument is just dead is because even you yourself just said you think Isak ends at Liverpool. So khalas, yani, why we just...
Yeah, because I think Liverpool will pay the money.
That's not the point.
Why are we arguing over
that wasn't the question, Hussam.
That wasn't the point he's making.
I think Isak ends up. I think Isak ends up at Liverpool.
Okay, hold on. But what you said is what's incorrect. Not where Isak leaves. You said
because Sesko is going to Man United based off preference.
You said because Sesko wants to go to United, you can infer the same logic about Isak. It's different. Leipzig are willing to sell Sesko. Newcastle are not in a position where they are willing to sell him.
Oh, really? Actually, you're wrong.
They may sell again
based off the latest data. You're completely wrong.
Oh, okay. So
Craig
Newcastle,
Hope,
when
the Newcastle journalist, came out and said there's an internal acceptance that Isak is on his way out. And he reiterated, because there are some Newcastle fans who still think like you, today, on his video earlier on, I watched it, he said there are some Newcastle fans who think that Sesko and Isak will play together. That's not the case. When we get Sesko, Newcastle are going to sell Isak. He's already said it.
who said it?
Little Craig Hope, that's the Newcastle journalist, literally.
Craig Hope said that, did he?
Yeah, that's literally the Newcastle journalist. Even you cut Keith Downey, any Newcastle fan in the chat, they'll tell you.
Is this Craig Hope who yesterday saying Sesko is going to Newcastle? Yeah.
No, he never said Sesko is going to Newcastle. He said that they made an offer.
Did he not?
And by the way, even though this Newcastle thing, just so everyone here we can establish something, both, according to all the reporters, not just one, Sesko has accepted both Newcastle and Man United. He didn't say no to any of them. So we don't know.
You're the one who brought in the Man U. You're the one who said he wanted Man U.
According to the reporters, they're saying he prefers Man United, but he didn't reject Newcastle because he also accepted personal terms with them. So now it's on Leipzig. And can I tell you something honestly, for being like jokes aside, I think Leipzig just want to create like a bidding war so that they can extract as much money as possible. Yeah, that's why they're doing all this. You know what's gonna happen next? Newcastle gonna offer €5 million more, and then Man United are gonna like include Højlund in the deal and blah blah blah. That's what's gonna happen.
To answer most questions simply, yes, there is a way back for Isak, at least for a year, because it happened with Neymar, it happened with Harry Kane, it happened with Tevez, it happened with many other players. But I think Liverpool will put up at least 130, 140 million, and they'll end up getting him.
Which
Can I now tell you what?
If Newcastle gets someone,
can I tell you guys seriously, like what I think happens? To be honest, I tried to read as much this morning. Man United would not have bid for Sesko unless they got the go from the guy. They actually every Man United journalist said that. Fabrizio Romano. Fabrizio Romano have released about 2 videos regarding this. He said that Newcastle are ready to pay Sesko the wages he wants. They are ready to pay Newcastle the money. The problem, Leipzig are already accepting the bid of Newcastle. The problem is Sesko is the one that is telling them, wait, I want Man United. So let's wait if Man United are going to come and bid. And once he said to Man United, yes, Man United are going to bid. So I think, logically speaking, Sesko might end up at Man United. How does that affect Isak? We all know. Newcastle are not going to let Isak go unless there is a replacement. Currently, every player under the sun rejected them. Every single player. Like every single player. Will Newcastle, the question that I'm going to ask Hussam, simple question, Hussam. If Newcastle can't find an adequate replacement, and Craig Hope, which is you quote, have said that Newcastle need to find an adequate replacement to be able to sell Isak. Not any replacement, like
not Wissa.
Like he said that.
No, they'll sign Wissa anyway. Wissa is the backup.
Wissa is the Callum Wilson replacement. That's why they bid 25 million. That's why not 25 million.
Remember those?
Not Ekitike. Okay, yeah. Okay. So Wissa is the backup.
Like how you're gonna play Ekitike and Isak, okay?
Like
we're not gonna play Ekitike Isak together.
Can I just let's finish this? By the way, in the show, I wanted to talk about how good Liverpool are for real because I watched the game yesterday, and I'm sure some of you watched. Okay, but before we do that Isak thing, if Newcastle Hussam don't sign a replacement, how do you think this will play out?
Okay, here's the thing. First of all, I think Newcastle will sign a replacement. So I disagree with your question to begin with, because today, if we go based off what the journalists are saying, even if they don't get Sesko, already journalists are tweeting and they've been briefed about other options. I don't know if you've read the latest.
Yeah, Nicholas Jackson.
They're looking at Ollie Watkins. So in their mind, look, that's why, bro, when I say the bridge is burned, I'm not deducing it based on my opinion. I'm just going based off of the logic. If you go through the cycle of everything that's happened from the start, refuse to go to training, refuse to even use the training facilities, refuse to go on preseason tour. When his club was in East Asia, he was in Spain. He comes in to training 2 days ago, and all of a sudden, he's recovering from his thigh injury. No one believes this. We all know this is transfer tactics.
We all know he wants Liverpool. None of us here deny that.
So the reason why now you look a day later, 2 days later, why Newcastle have bid for Sesko is because Isak told them, fuck off, I want to leave. And on top of this, today we get the brief after the Sesko thing is the following. Newcastle other targets are Nicholas Jackson and Ollie Watkins. Now, if Newcastle fail to land Ollie Watkins and fail to land Sesko and fail to land Nicholas Jackson, they have bigger problems than losing Isak. They need to end the club then and there. If you cannot sign Nicholas Jackson, who wants out, no other club is.
Yeah, but the price, the price, the price, 60 million, 70 million
for Jackson. No one's gonna pay
60. You think Newcastle are stupid enough to pay 60-70 million for Jackson?
Okay, here's the thing: 60 is not. 60 is like okay.
It's stupid.
Stupid,
Stupid.
I think 60 is okay. I don't think 60
Really?
is that bad.
For Jackson,
Jackson?
Yeah, and we said that's stupid as well. We laughed at that. I don't think Newcastle would. I
think Nicholas Jackson, in my opinion, is worth.
You know the problem, Osam? You didn't answer my question.
Max.
I think what is going on now.
I agree with it. I don't have to answer the question.
Yes, great. Yeah, of course.
What happens if Jordan win the World Cup? That is not going to happen.
I actually think what is going on now is that rivals are trying to find every reason under the sun for Isak not to go to Liverpool.
Thank you. So don't do that.
Okay. In the same time, guys, wait, Ashraf. In the same time, every single Liverpool on the planet is trying to find that, is trying to not believe that there is a possibility that Isak doesn't join Liverpool. They are refusing to believe that there is a world.
Today when I did the show with Tom and the Coppice boys,
let me finish.
70%. So they think 30% won't join. Don't lie on my
You complained, ya Habibi. You complain.
There are Liverpool fans in the chat.
You complain when we interrupt.
Who said that Isak
won't join Liverpool. You complain when we interrupt.
No, you lie. Don't lie.
Ya Habibi, you complain. How? Okay,
let me just finish and then call out his lie.
Let me rephrase.
Wait. No. Before you rephrase. No. You don't need to rephrase. You know why? You know why more?
I am lying. And I'm wrong. I am lying. Ashraf, let me say that. Just saying. 95. Let me correct so Sam doesn't cry. 95% of Liverpool fans, right, are trying to not believe that there is a possibility that Isak doesn't go. Does that make it better? Does that make it better for you?
That's not true.
It doesn't, because if you're doing that, correct your first sentence. Because for some is saying, I have 2 examples of Liverpool fans who said they don't think it'll happen. There are also millions of examples of rivals who think Isak to Liverpool is happening. In fact, I said it's happening.
Allah al-Azim, we are all Arab. We are all Arab, and we all know the way we talk, all of us. The way we talk, when we say, and people in the chat, if you aren't familiar with the Arab, when I say all, it doesn't mean that every single one. It means a lot of them. So excuse me that I have a second language that is English, and I speak 2 languages. So I say the majority of Liverpool fans refuse to believe that. But hear me out about this. I actually believe, and maybe Hossam can correct me if I'm wrong. Rivals, the majority of Wolfie is the one that is gonna know exactly what I'm talking about. Wolfie, rivals, the majority of Liverpool rivals, City, Arsenal, the majority, don't want Isak, don't want finding every reason for Isak not to go to Liverpool, because they believe that if Isak goes to Liverpool, basically Liverpool are favorites. Do you agree with this?
I do agree with it, but I think they're already favorites even without Isak.
Yeah, but that's my point. But see, Wolfie, the next point is, I don't understand why Liverpool, majority of Liverpool fans, don't want to live in any world where Isak is not a Liverpool player. Like, are they afraid of something that is the team? Are they afraid that their team is not complete? That's what I don't understand.
Yeah, the thing with the Liverpool fans, they're overexcited from this transfer window, and they don't want it to end. That's the thing. They haven't seen a transfer window like this ever.
That's fine, actually. That's really fair. I think that's fair.
Yeah, I think that's fair, and more power to them. The problem I have was with the crap that Hussam's just blasted on for 5 minutes, where he's talking about, oh, he went to training, oh, he didn't join the team, oh, he didn't join that. And from that, he's deducing the narrative that he wants. And I'm not saying his narrative is wrong, by the way, but all I'll say to him is the exact narrative you just spun. I heard Spurs fans spinning to me about Morgan Gibbs-White. Oh, Morgan Gibbs-White is gone down to London because he wants a medical. Morgan Gibbs-White didn't get on the plane to join Forest in Portugal. He's pushing his move. Morgan Gibbs-White, this, that, and the other. Where it turns out Gibbs-White's wife was in hospital with the second baby. She was down in London, in the hospital in London. Hence why he was going down to London. He missed that because there was a complication with the baby. He then went and joined the team. At the same time, Forest were looking at alternatives, McAtee, Ramsdale, and a few others. Everyone's like, oh, look, Forest are already trying to find out who they're going to replace him with and what have you. and then 2 days later he signs a new contract. My point here is that I'm not saying what happened to Gibbs White will happen to Isak. I'm saying to you, don't jump to the conclusion, bro. Just let it play out. It doesn't have to be, I predicted this, therefore it's going to be right. Is you can come to the conclusion that, in your opinion, this is what's going to happen. But there are examples where what you've said has happened, the opposite ends up happening.
Okay, I watch your channel. You always do Marinakis prop. You love your owner.
My guy.
Okay, your guy, and you keep doing prop. Do you know that the person who's the sporting director at Newcastle right now is Eddie Howe and his brother? And just to respond to your point, you spoke about the Morgan Gibbs White contract. Very fair. Hello, perfect point. Isak already refused the contract reported by all journalists. Newcastle offered Isak
Gibbs White, bro.
Hold on, please. Hold on. Newcastle offered Isak a contract with a release clause, and he said, I don't want to sign, I want to leave. So that's a different scenario.
It's not, because that happened to Gibbs White. For 12 months, Forest were negotiating with Gibbs White a new contract. So that narrative you can add into it.
And then your owner held him at gun's point, and then
he didn't hold him to gun or nothing, bro. My point here is quite simple, yeah. Just let it play out. If he joins, congratulations. If he stays at Newcastle,
yeah, but
well done, Newcastle. But everything in between is all speculation, bro. You can't say
there is no speculation. We read.
There is no speculation.
We read. This is how it works on YouTube. This is how it works on social media. We read articles and we try to say our opinion about them. That's what
your opinion fine, but he's talking like it's facts that he's making the point. You said he left injured, therefore we know what that means, the injured thing. Bro, I was hearing the same thing with Gibbs White. He might be injured.
But we know he ain't injured. And also on top of this, here's the thing that I want to explain to you. When you say I just use like what the journalists say, me and you have worked together for a while. Rodrigo has been linked to Liverpool for the last 3, 4, 5 weeks. I have spoken about it, but I've always said, I feel like Rodrigo will just end up staying at Madrid. And lo and behold, Fabrizio tweets yesterday, Rodrigo doesn't want to push for a move outside Madrid. So even though Rodrigo to Liverpool was a link, like I said, I didn't think that we'd get Rodrigo. I never felt like deep down like, oh my God, I really believe we're going to get Rodrigo. Even though we had ESPN Brazil links, we had Marca links, we had like all the Spanish journalists.
What does it matter if you did or didn't?
Because I'll tell you what this means. This means when we read transfer news, we deduce opinions from it and we try to think for ourselves and think what might happen. Yani, journalists came out of the start transfer window. Oh my God, Arsenal are going to sign both Eze and Rodrigo. Me being the logical person that I am, I said, I don't see a world where they sign both Eze and Rodrigo. Yeah, that's my opinion. I can disagree with what the journalists say. I can read what the journalists say and make my own opinion. So I'm not.
Did you ever have an opinion that Arsenal would sign Sesko?
I'm not just speculating. I'm putting one and one together. You get what I'm saying? I'm just looking at what's happened from June until today. And
that's fine, bro, but it doesn't mean because you think that it will happen. Did you have an opinion at any point that Sesko was going to join Arsenal?
Yes.
You said it, yeah.
Okay.
You also mentioned Hussam. You don't need to go that far, Wolfie. Hussam, you also said you don't think Ekitike and Isak will both join Liverpool. If you get Ekitike, you won't get
You're
Isak.
right.
And you thought they'd join Newcastle.
Yeah, exactly. So that's my point.
That's his opinion.
It's not
He's not stating it like it's oracle fact. That's the difference.
In football history, 4-4-2 Newcastle. Worst take in history of football.
I mean, they literally did it before. You also asked us to name a few clubs that play 4-4-2, and when I named 2, you said those don't count.
Tonali, Bruno Guimaraes, hamstring gonna be gone.
Why don't they count? I don't understand. So that means Ekitike is gonna be right bench now.
How many times have I said this to you? 100 million times.
Yes. So you believe? Okay, so you believe, because this was your argument before. Yeah, just correct me if this was not your argument. Sam said, "Why will Ekitike leave Champions League club Frankfurt in a World Cup year where he has to battle against all the superstars of France, right? He wants to start games, to be playing for France. Why would he leave a Champions League Frankfurt team to join another Champions League team in Newcastle, but sit on the bench? Because that's what's going to happen.
Here's
why would
the
he
difference.
do that for
Newcastle
Liverpool?
are in the Champions League. We can win the Champions League. And
that doesn't matter if he's on the bench.
Because he go deep in all competitions, he will start a lot of games, but he won't be the starter. So that's the difference. If we're playing Atletico Madrid on a Wednesday night, but we're playing Leeds on Sunday, Ekitike will play against Leeds and Isak.
Hold on, will there be no game where Ekitike and Isak start together? Is that what you're saying?
I don't think that's gonna happen. Like, it might happen, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Like, unless we're playing like I don't know, like Burnley at home or some shit, and we just want to like beat them badly or something like.
So basically,
Ekitike
left
go on the left, Isak up front, Mohamed Salah on the right, Verts in the half.
I don't see Ekitike playing left wing. I'll be honest with you.
He can play left wing.
So basically, Ekitike left.
Ekitike
Ekitike left a team where he's starting week in, week out, Bundesliga, Champions League, every single game, 50+ games in a season, where it increases his chance. I don't think he'll make it to France anyways, but it increases his chance of making it to France.
No, but he actually
I'll start 20 games for Liverpool.
Joining Liverpool increases his chance because if Liverpool win the Premier League, because it's all about the numbers and it's all about the performances. If Liverpool, let's say, win the Premier League, win the Champions League, as we're favorites for the Premier League and one of the favorites for the Champions League. If we end up this season winning both, and Ekitike has played like 35 to 40 games, then why would not he'll get picked? Specifically,
he won't get picked because when managers pick players for the international, unless you have your favorites like Harry Maguire.
By the way, he won't start anyway, regardless. Who's he starting ahead of? Even if
Sam, he's not going. At this point,
no.
Go.
I think he will go. I think here's the difference. When you play for a high-profile club,
when you play Mbappe, Dembele.
When you play for a high-profile club like Liverpool and you win stuff, you increase your chances of at least being in the squad. That's the thing. Frankfurt, Newcastle, meh. But with Liverpool,
but he got called to France recently because of his performances for Frankfurt.
Yeah, I hear. But here's the thing: at France, who's the starting three? Barcola, Doué, Dembele, the PSG, and with Mbappe. So that's the
Mbappe. So that means Barcola will sit on the bench.
Yeah, so that's the ones that always start. So on the bench, he's going to be on the bench for France. Ekitike.
Why will he be on the bench when they have Griezmann, when they have Barcola? They're not going to take 7 strikers, are they? Griezmann is a favorite. Griezmann will always win, no matter what happens.
It's 25-man squad. What do you mean he won't make it? Of course he'll make it.
It's 23, isn't it? Not 25. But anyways, I don't know if it's increased now.
23, 25. Backup goalkeeper. Okay. Backup goalkeeper. And then you can get, 3 backup attackers?
No, they take 3 keepers. So they take 3 keepers, 8 defenders usually, another 8 midfielders. That's 16, 19, and then like 4 strikers. Like,
by the way, did Griezmann retire as well? Yeah, they're saying it on the chat. Griezmann retired.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah, if he retired, okay, then I'm pretty sure he'll.
Yeah, then he has that pathway.
He has a chance.
The problem is with Mbappe starting, to be honest, unless Ekitike.
Okay, you guys are derailing him.
The problem is Ekitike needs to score like 55 goals and get 38 assists to start ahead of Mbappe. Like, he needs to have.
I'm not saying start. I'm saying get called up.
No, I think
he might get called up regardless.
He'll be in the squad. He'll be in the squad. 100% he'll be in the squad.
Fair.
Yeah, listen. Let me do these super chats. Big up, David. By the way, there is noise coming from you. I don't know what it is. Am I wrong, guys? There is noise. Watch
from David. Maybe.
I don't know. All I can hear.
Yeah, it's gone. Yeah, it's gone. It's gone.
Yeah, the noise is coming from David. It's not like so much noise. It's like a fan or something. Omar is saying, Mo, how will the sit down to build bridges go like? I don't know, Omar. I am not in the fucking room with them. What is this question?
I know, the same way Gibbs White sat down with Marinakis.
I don't know, Omar. I don't know. Sorry, Isak will get rejected 4-6 times. Please stay with us. Okay.
What? I didn't get it.
I don't get this. And whenever he signs for us, Mo is going to come here and talk about how the hungry children of Sweden could have been fed by this amount of money. Funny. Absolutely funny. All panning up for half pool money ending at Chelsea. I don't know. I don't get that. What does that mean? Can someone tell me what that
means? He thinks that when Liverpool buy Isak, Newcastle will take half that money and spend it on Jackson, basically.
All right, then. We'll see. Diallo's saying, what's the chances of Isak staying? For me, 15%. Anybody here? I have 5%.
I think 30%.
10%. No idea.
Actually, today, Matt, Jamie, and Tom, all 3 of them said 30%.
30? Yeah. You know, that's a massive percentage.
Yeah, for me, I say 1%. I'm very confident still.
Great. David, money brother, do you think with Jackson to Newcastle?
Do your thing with Jackson. Oh.
Do you think?
Like he again, he's a better footballer than Haaland and Gyökeres. He's not a better striker, but he's a better footballer.
He's not a better footballer than Gyökeres. Stop that
He is.
nonsense. He's also, by the way, I also don't think he's a better footballer than Haaland. I'm not gonna lie.
I think when I say football, I'm talking about link up and dropping into midfield and doing all the.
Yeah, I think Haaland links up better than Jackson.
Fair. If you think that, then fair enough. I disagree, but
have you guys noticed? Honestly, it might not be only you, David. I don't know if it's all Chelsea fans or just a lot of fans generally. Have you guys noticed whenever someone uses the word "this player is better technically" or "this player is a better footballer"? I promise you, if you dig deep, they mean dribbling. Because you'd ask them, "Hey, outside dribbling, outside dribbling, what do you mean?" Chances created, but this player creates more chances. Link up, but this player links up better.
They do this to Salah all the time. It's just Chelsea.
They do it to Salah and Hazard all the time. Ask them, Hazard is better technically. Okay, outside dribbling, what does Hazard do better than Salah? He creates chances. Salah factually creates more chances per game. Assists, Salah factually has more assists per game.
Do you see the Salah pass to Gakpo?
Finishing, Salah factually has better.
Did you see Salah pass to Verts yesterday behind
Bro,
three
did you see
defenders?
Salah passing on the pitch yesterday? Yeah, habibi.
I don't know.
By the way, I used the basketball analogy and I use it again. This is like when KD moved to the Warriors, when Isak joins Liverpool, inshallah. But this is still Steph's team. Like, this is still Salah's team. And you could see it on the pitch yesterday. Like, even all the new players are still giving him the ball, trusting him with the decisions and shit. How many times he found Frimpong in behind? He found Ektik in behind. He found Gakpo in behind. Bro, I think if the forwards like get the pass that he had to Gakpo, haram Gakpo didn't finish that. That would have been like the best pass of this whole preseason campaign. It would be unbelievable.
But I'm gonna say something about yesterday, and that is what people will not, a little bit, some Liverpool fans won't like it. Maybe some will agree with me. I swear, if Isak gets reported eating McDonald's, Osam would be like, this can only mean one thing. We are the Big Macs. He's coming to Liverpool. Welcome back, my man.
He's making notes. He's making notes. I saw it.
Welcome back, Frankie. He's taking notes of all
He's writing Frankie's name. Yeah.
Not writing your name.
Oh, that was funny. I'm not gonna lie.
Why it's all about what Liverpool fans speculate? Don't any other fans do it, or they're too busy talking about what we speculate? Concentrate on your team.
Jeff, that's why myself and Mo agree on this point. I disagree fundamentally with Wolfie Isak or not. When we read reports, it's not just like read report and then say what the journalists say and khalas. You have to think about it. You have to establish your opinion, because some reporters, and I know this for a fact, deal with agents. Some reporters deal with the club. So some reporters, like I've always said this, just go back to the Verts thing. Why is it Fabrizio went before anyone else? Fabrizio said, here we go. And only 2 days later, did Ornstein say Liverpool thing is done? Why? Because one is from the club perspective, one is from the agent perspective. So you have different types of things. The reason why it was reported, in my opinion, as an example, forget Liverpool, why it was reported at the start of the transfer window, guys, Arsenal are going to go both for Eze and the left wing option, by the way, guys. They're going to sign Eze and Rodrigo. Ornstein tweeted it. Why? Because it's from the club perspective. So Arsenal can look like in front of their fans, yes, Liverpool are doing all this, but we're strengthening, guys. We're thinking of doing this. We're thinking of doing that. Blah, blah, blah. That's the thing.
Okay. Tanya is saying, Guy is dreaming if he thinks Ekitike is going to play for France.
Yeah, Habib Mbappe, Dembele, Barcola, Doué. Other than this, who will go? Yalla, tell me. 4 forwards. Who's the 5th?
I know the 5th. You know, Marcus Thuram is going ahead of Ekitike.
Wait, Marcus Thuram. Yeah, exactly. By the way, I don't like him at all.
He's actually, I like his favorites for them. Like, it's like,
and I can give you another name. I don't like this guy. I think he should never go. But Kolomwani, for whatever reason, he gets picked a lot. Oh, thank you, Mohammed. Mohammed mentioned it as well.
Depends
and Olise. We just forgot Olise. Olise is a starter. He's a starter for France.
Depends on his performances.
Mateta.
Yeah, but you're telling us that Ekitike is not even gonna play because it's Gakpo, Isak, Salah. You're telling us this.
Yeah. I don't think Ekitike starts.
So Ekitike fucked up his France chances by going to Liverpool because Liverpool are chasing Isak.
We're gonna go deep.
Oh, but I don't think that's what happened though. I actually genuinely think Ekitike, when he signed for Liverpool, I don't think they informed them we're getting Isak as well, by the way. I think he thought I'm coming in to be a starter. And then when he saw the news, 100%, when he saw the news a week later, of course, it's over. He's joined now. There's no way Liverpool sat with him and told him, welcome to Liverpool. By the way, Isak is also coming, just so you know. I think they convinced him of the thing. They told him. And by the way, I also think Isak opened up the window even more for Liverpool by throwing a tantrum, by doing all that stuff. And Liverpool said, damn, that's our player. So I don't think Ekitike knew this is going to happen.
Which one is more damaging for Newcastle? Selling Isak below market price or keeping a player who doesn't want to stay and behaving like Isak?
When you say below market price, let's say what the journalists are reporting is true, and Liverpool buy Isak for, let's say, 125 million. That's literally a British transfer record. That's not below market price.
La ilaha illallah.
Market
Liverpool
price,
fans, Liverpool fans would lie
150 million and above is like Yamal, Haaland, Mbappe.
He's twisted again. The twist, you know what? Hussam is a master in this. He twists words, right? If someone buys today, I'm going to ask a question and everyone will know the answer. I don't need, it's a rhetorical question. If anyone buys Haaland today for 130, is that a British record transfer? The answer is yes. Is that below market price? Also, the answer is yes. British record has nothing to do with market price. Like, these are two separate.
Haaland.
These are two separate issues. Newcastle said they said we are not sitting at the table for anything below 150. Liverpool said here's 110. Here's 110. Exactly what happened, bro. If you buy him for 120, you force their hand because he threw a tantrum.
I think Haaland is worth 200 million.
Isak is very good, and I think he was worth that. But just before about that, yesterday, I know that a lot of you didn't watch. Yesterday proved to me that Liverpool's defense is consistent of Van Dijk and anybody else. If Liverpool don't get a backup center back and Van Dijk is not played every game, Liverpool defense is really in trouble. That is the only problem with Liverpool defense. Yesterday, by the way, the only problem. Does anybody here think that Liverpool will have problems with the defense this season? I don't.
No.
I didn't
no,
watch
because we're
yesterday,
going to sign a centre back. That's
but you notice that you distance yourself from Gay. Go ahead, David.
But the Van Dijk is very good. If Van Dijk goes down, then we might be having a different conversation. That's all I can say, because I feel like, also I feel like when I watch teams play Liverpool and I feel like they get any joy, the best way to do it is just to avoid Van Dijk. If Van Dijk's in the area, just don't go near him. It's not worth it. Because you're almost 9 out of 10 times you lose.
That's what Lautaro did, and then Mo cooked him.
No, that's what everyone does. Haaland tried to do it once and then he never did it again. Haaland tried once to dribble Van Dijk and he got like shouldered, and then he never tried to do it again. They go to the other defenders. That's why I say Van Dijk is the best defender to ever play in the Premier League. But that's
wait, he's not even top 5. But
someone said tell that to Liao.
He's not even top 5.
He's not even top 5. David. He's not top 5.
Van Dijk,
5 better than
Van Dijk is the best individual defender to ever play in the Premier League.
Name 5 better than him, David.
He's top 3 for me, easy.
John Terry, Rio Ferdinand, Nemanja Vidic.
Okay, Nemanja Vidic is not better than Van Dijk. Stop it, bro.
By the way, can I say something, guys? Yes. Do you guys know? Did you guys watch the podcast? You know, guys, Nemanja Vidic is the only one in the history of the Premier League that won Player of the Season. I think twice. Other than Salah, Kevin De Bruyne, Henry, I think Cristiano Ronaldo. It's only 5 of them.
Cristiano won it once as well.
So there is 5 players, and there is the only one that from defenders outside of your name that you know is
Vidic. If you're talking about Premier League Player of the Year, by the way, Van Dijk almost won Ballon d'Or, 1 vote away from Messi.
But all I have to say is that
wait, who's the other 2, David?
Van Dijk is the best defender.
Wait, who's the other 2, David?
Wait.
He said Terry and Ferdinand.
Terry, Ferdinand, Vidic, Sol Campbell.
Sol Campbell.
If I'm gonna my head, I'm just saying Carvalho might have to go there as well.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna go pray and come
14
back.
goals. 14
no,
goals.
you by the way, it's 15. It's not 14. It's 15. Secondly, but this is why Mo, you did this, with this honorable crap comment. You need to take that away now. You know why? For starters, I guarantee you, I'm willing to swear on anything that I love that David didn't watch Carvalho enough because he was too young. It's not an insult, by the way. He's obviously like young and he didn't watch at that time. And when you're saying Vidic, I guarantee you, he said Sol Campbell. Sol Campbell left my club
I'm talking in
2006.
I'm respecting. No, wait. Hold on. I cannot be old enough to do something, but I still got to respect the history. I can.
But
I didn't
respect
watch
is
Michael
different
Jordan.
from you.
I didn't watch Michael Jordan. I still think he's the greatest. I'm not old enough to have seen Michael Jordan, but I still think he's the greatest.
By the way,
I think Sol Campbell.
I just need to
I think
correct
Sol
it,
Campbell
Ashraf.
himself will tell you that.
Thierry Henry, Ronaldo, Vidic, De Bruyne, Salah is the only 5 that won twice.
Ronaldo won it twice. Which years?
7 and 8.
Okay.
And he's the only guy in the history to win it like consecutive years.
Like
Only
Van
that.
Dijk is top 3. I don't think he's the best.
But Wolfie, I think he's the best because individually, Wolfie, that's the difference. All the others, you will see them with a partner that is very strong. Van Dijk played next to Gomez, plays next to Matip, plays next to Konate, plays next to anyone, and he looks the same. Individually, I didn't say
that about Tony Adams. Tony Adams was exceptional defender and a leader as well. There's many traits that Tony Adams has.
I didn't like Tony Adams as much.
I even forgot about people like Company, injury prone. But when Company
Vincent Company. Vincent Company for me is not even top 5, top 6 defenders. Don't do that trophy thing. You know that Vincent Company is good, but he ain't like Ferdinand or Vidic or Sol Campbell or Van Dijk. He's not, bro. Like, he's good, but it's only about the winning and stuff like this. Don't do that. People do this all the time about Vincent Company. He's a good player, but he's not like top.
No, but Vincent Company was a leader.
When I was growing up,
yes, a leader. I will give you that, Wolfie.
Yeah.
Leadership, phenomenal. He's a phenomenal leader.
Can I ask a question? We're talking about the PFA Player of the Year award, right? So obviously, yeah, sorry, I was wrong about Cristiano Ronaldo. I don't see Vidic here even once.
No, here.
I don't think. I'm looking at the PFA.com. Literally,
only
PFA
only 5 players that won Premier League Player of the Season award twice. Thierry Henry, Cristiano Ronaldo, Nemanja Vidic, Kevin De Bruyne, and Mohamed Salah.
Can I share my screen, Mo?
Why do you have to share your screen? It's right there in front of me.
Because I want to show you where I'm getting this from. This isn't like... Yeah, just look at this. This is literally the PFA.com. PFA Awards, past winners. I just put men. Category, Player of the Year. Sorry, let me remove this. Cool.
Habibi, even the Wikipedia is there.
Yeah, Habibi, leave Wikipedia. This is the official website. Wikipedia, I can go edit it right now.
Yeah, 08, 09, and 10, 11, he won it. I remember that I was watching the Premier League then.
Yeah, I understand. So then what is this then? What is this award?
Like, I don't know what it is.
I remember Van Persie. I remember Bale. I remember Bale again. I remember Suarez. I remember every single one of these. How come Giggs and Rooney are here?
Yeah,
these are the years apparently. These are the years apparently Vidic won it.
Yes.
How's
yeah,
it bullshit?
09. He won 09 and he won 2011. Yeah, like that.
Guys, am I tripping? This is literally the PFA
You're definitely
website.
tripping. Premier League player, not PFA. Not PFA, Player of the Year. That is the...
Ah, you're not talking about the PFA then. Okay, fair.
That's the Association Football Award.
But I thought that was the main one. That's the main one.
Back to the point, right? You can't judge Van Dijk versus Tony Adams, for example, in my opinion. Because I think Tony Adams came up against better strikers than Van Dijk does in this day and age. There was way more better strikers.
We can do this because it's just different.
No, what I'm saying is
Van Dijk played in a much bigger spaces, Wolfie.
No, you got to respect both of them, bro. Tony Adams is one of the best defenders I have ever seen. And he had that leader. He's a better leader than Van Dijk, in my opinion.
Anyway, I want to move on from Liverpool. I've spoken about Liverpool for a while. I want to move on to a little bit of the that Chelsea, Garnacho, and all the stuff that is happening. A little bit about Chelsea. Let me do these super chats that are related to what we're talking about. Dimbos, Mbappe, Doué, Olise, Barcola, Shirky, Thuram. This is the Shirky. Get out of here, Diallo. Shirky is not getting ahead of Ikitike. Jeff is saying, yes, Mo, I see we're getting caught in transition. You never walk around. Yes, you're getting caught in transition. But I've seen Szoboszlai be very good. Jeff, very good yesterday. You didn't watch that Chelsea fouling almost every counter-attack. Today's the teams would concede 30 plus easy. Learn to use stats that then contest, for fuck's sake. Because someone doesn't like Chelsea. You didn't...
Relax. Why would you say Dimwood? He's basically saying that the 15-goal season, you didn't see them fouling every single time when someone had a counter-attack against them. What a BS.
What a
BS argument.
What's understood doesn't need to be explained. Just leave it.
Yeah, stupid argument.
It's a pretty dumb super chat. Yeah.
That is one of the hardest records ever. That's one of the records I don't think will ever be broken. Not gonna lie.
Someone asked a question earlier today on social media. Said, if Chelsea signs every season, should we consider them as title contenders?
I mean, everybody wants to,
apart from the Chelsea fans.
To me, it's like, again, do I think we could challenge? Yes. Do I think we should challenge? I'm not too fussed because I just don't think it's our year yet. I'm not in like the challenge thing for me is it's like cool, you can challenge, but if it leads to nothing, it leads to nothing. When I'm talking about when I want our team to be ready, I think by this time next year we'll be in a position where we can actually win the league. I just think this year is just 1 year too early. But if Maresca finishes 4th, but he's not in a title race, I'm not going to sack him. But if I'm saying we should challenge, then I'd be of the opinion that
what is stopping Chelsea from challenging? You have every tool in the world.
No, that's an answer. Anyway, my point, my point is that the thing that's stopping us, for me, number one, is I think that Liverpool have dramatically improved. They've got so much better, so that's one factor. 2, if we believe Arsenal fans, they have everything they need to win the league, and they're already ahead of us. So again, that's going to be hard to overcome. And 3, we have no idea what playing in that Club World Cup is going to do for us during this season. And I think that's actually the bigger reason more than anything else, more than all the added factors that could affect this year. I think that Club World Cup is either going to mean we're going to start slowly, finish well, or we're going to start very quickly because we're already in game shape, but then we're going to die off towards the end of the season.
Do you think Arsenal should be finishing ahead of you this season?
100% they should be finishing ahead of us this season.
Why?
We will. We will.
They've got
forget who will or not. I just want to know why.
Wolfie, they said all we need is a striker.
Don't say what they said. It's your opinion. Why do you say that? Like
because they know their club better than I do. I don't know
because they said that's not your reasoning.
Because you said 100% they will do. So why?
Not 100%. I just think they will.
Why?
Because I think that overall they're in a better position. They've been challenging for a while. They know what to do. They know all the processes that they need to, and their squad's is in a far better age bracket to do so. Ours is younger than theirs, and theirs like 25 average age. Ours is like 23. Those 2 years for us would be massive. All those players that we've just got in would have another 100 games on top of what they've already got. That's huge for us. These guys are new. They're new.
Okay, but which team has been most successful in the last 10 years?
I mean us, but I'm confused what that has to do with. Because what's happened in my club in the past 10 years, no club on here has probably gone through, apart from maybe Mo might be the closest in terms of financially and whatever, but no one's really gone through what we've had to go through. So it's
spending nearly 2 billion.
Splitting Chelsea in half. There's Chelsea.
But hold on. I've heard all summer, all Chelsea fans, all of them, saying to me, champions of the world.
Well, we are champions of the world.
Okay. So winning the Premier League to champions of the world shouldn't be that much of a stretch.
But one's a league.
That's only a little country of England, bro. You guys are covering all the continents.
See, you're just being stupid, and I'll let you do that because you're
Wolfie, you're rage baiting now. Come on.
But like literally, like it's so obvious. If you're gonna rage bait, you got to be smart about these things.
I'm not rage baiting, bro. I genuinely think Chelsea have a good chance.
I always say it. I think there are 10 teams in most years that can win a Champions League. They just need the right draw, and they need to be in the right place at the right time. That is literally it. When we won it in 2021, we should not. If it was a league format, we wouldn't have won that Champions League. But because it's a cup format and the way things fell for us, and we were in the right spot with the right manager and the right team and the right players, and Kante was playing out of this world, we won a Champions League. It's a cup format. You can win cups. That's simple. Well, it's not simple.
When did you last win the league? When did you last win the league?
2017.
When did Arsenal last win the league?
2004.
Oh, is it me frozen or David?
But again,
No,
they're in a better position for a league. Why? Because they've shown that they've got more consistency over the past 3 seasons. They've added on top of it. We don't have that. We have 1 season of potential consistency with a blip in the middle in winter. That's all we've got for Chelsea finishing.
By the way, David is absolutely spinning. I don't think he's saying anything illogical.
Like there's nothing illogical.
I just don't see why Chelsea fans are scared to say that they expect their team to be in a title.
It's Hossam's fault. He started the leopard in the tree, and now everyone on YouTube is running with the same thing every year.
But why is it such a thing?
Wait, no, it's not about.
It's like I don't want the pressure. Why are you putting pressure? Where are the Chelsea fans that used to say we are?
Honestly, I look at the Chelsea midfield, and I think it's one of the best midfields in the Premier League. Okay. You've strengthened your attack where you've been weak. Your defense was one. I think you conceded the 3rd least amount of goals last season. I will say your keeper is a pile of dog shit, right? Outside of that, I don't see anything in there that is a red flag to say that Chelsea can't push for the title. Maybe you can argue Liverpool look like they're favourites and they're going to have the best team and what have you. But why is it so anti-Chelsea fan base to discuss a potential of pushing for the title? I don't understand the logic when your history dictates that this is something you should be accustomed to, natural to. I get it in recent years, you haven't been able to put 70 points on the board, but your DNA is there to push for titles, to push for trophies.
So this is where I'll agree with. I don't believe in this DNA history crap and heritage. I think that's absolute BS. It doesn't actually have anything to do with the current game. But I do agree with Wolfie, though. I do agree with Wolfie. As much as I think, yes, David is right to say we are not there yet to win it, wide expectations there. But I think to challenge, however, David, I agree with Wolfie. Like, you do have everything you need, maybe except the keeper, fair enough. I still think you need another centre-back because I don't rate your centre-backs, but a lot of Chelsea fans think Fofana and especially Colwill are good enough. Yeah. I think you're good enough to challenge. I definitely don't think you're good enough to win. I agree with you. In fact, I'm not even confident you'll finish 2nd or 3rd if City get their shit together. But I do think you need to be within a maximum of like 10 points by the end of the season from whoever wins it. In fact, less than 10 points, I'd argue. And I don't think you believe the same thing, right? Like, I think you think 15 points.
I'd set the line at like 12, 15. Somewhere in that region.
I feel like
but David, did you think Liverpool were ready August the 1st last year to challenge?
Liverpool 100% could have won the league last year. Were they likely to? No, but they could have.
Okay, so could Chelsea win the league? The same logic, just Chelsea win the league.
You realizing?
Huh?
What?
Wolfie just won the debate without you realizing, Lewis.
How?
Lewis, did you call him Lewis?
La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah. Did he
You
just
call
call him
him
Lewis?
My bad. Lewis.
Call him Lewis?
David,
But
sorry.
Right, okay, explain. I'd love you to explain how, but
Because Wolfie's point is the following. Liverpool last August could have won it, weren't favourites and ended up winning it. Applied to Chelsea this summer.
no, but again, you have the players, you have the experience that have done it in the past. We do not have that. We have Cole Palmer. We have Cole Palmer, who's Cole Palmer's player. He's been at his level for 2 years. I have Caicedo, who is great. He's been doing it for 3 years. You got
his internet is not working.
Yeah,
right?
David, you're cutting out. By the way, David, you keep
by the way,
cutting out.
David, you are cutting out massively, broski.
But the thing is, when you start to say stuff like, oh my God, you have Salah, we have Palmer. Okay. You used Arsenal fans as a measuring stick. Chelsea fans tell us Chelsea have the best midfield in the league. Your defense really improved under Maresca. You're saying your forward line is better than the likes of Arsenal.
Best left back, best right back.
You tell us that Palmer is better than Saka. You say that your midfield is better than Real Madrid. Palmer starts for Real Madrid, blah, blah, blah. You guys say this all the time, so apply the same energy.
And Hussam, just to add, because if you go back to my first question, who would finish ahead, Arsenal or Chelsea? You said definitely. You said 100% Chelsea. You kind of recanted on Arsenal. You recanted on it. But Arsenal don't have experience of winning that league either. So surely, at the very least, if you're not expecting to win the title, I would, at the very bare minimum, expect you to say we finish ahead of Arsenal.
Why?
Because every point you made to why you can't win the league, you could point that at Arsenal. Every single point you just made. And in fact, it's worse for Arsenal because Arsenal get into the stage where mentally they must be thinking, is this ever going to happen? We keep second again. You don't have the scars in recent history that Arsenal do. You can come in as the way Liverpool did last season, that fresh team who comes in with no pressure, anything like that, and you could make a run for it. I don't understand why you're scared to say it, because if you say you're going to win
even
the
if
league,
you say you have a 10%,
matter.
5% chance, just say it. Yeah, no one's asking you to say Chelsea will win the league. Just say you have a 5% chance, like 10%. That's it.
I can say that.
David, your internet, bro,
all over the shop.
It's
Let me
look. I think it's the main thing is he just needs to say that they're going to challenge. To say that they're not even expecting to challenge, I think it's a bit odd. But to finish above Arsenal or Liverpool, I think that's a bit too much.
But
the reason
the
why
chat are saying
David is
Wolfie
going
made
to
good
be
argument. It's actually
is because of how much money Liverpool spent on him. طب حبيبي, your club spent fucking 2 billion in the last like 4 years. If you talk about spending money, bro, you have to say it as this.
Yeah, and logically, this Chelsea project started. How long's it been now? 3 years
No,
now?
this is all your fault because you called him right and honorable, and then you're seeing the shameless side.
he's bad. That's a shameless side from him. I know what he's doing. He's trying not to put any pressure. Your internet is not agreeing with you.
Am I back?
He's in a first world country chat. I'm in a third world country.
You are really like your internet is. No, you're not frozen, but you keep cutting out.
You're doing
you need to use a hotspot, bro. I think you need to use the hotspot.
Man.
Guys, let me do this. So super chats. The age thing isn't a valid argument. Arsenal challenge in 22-23 with the youngest squad in the league. Also, a third of Chelsea spent. Chelsea must challenge. All right, that's a Man City fan that is saying this. And that, thank you so much for the super chat, because the next super chat is actually agreeing with Asha. Sorry, Asha, for like cover your face. How do Chelsea get away with no expectations? Because they buy young players. Liverpool are buying young players and expected to win now. Yeah. They have signed 50 players under Bowley and still no expectations. Crazy. Me and Hossam, before I do, Voice of Reason have raised point. Chelsea are going to go buy Xabi Simons. Is that correct? Xabi Simons is going to cost 70 million euros. Okay. Now Gittins cost 50. Me and Hossam were talking about this on the Lahwa, right, with Ahmed. What if this money was spent on someone like Rodrigo and a backup for 20 million? Like Rodrigo would cost someone similar to Rodrigo, for example. Just you can go and target Liao, 90 million euros, right? Just only 20 million, and 30 million you can spend on a backup. Now you have Liao on a backup instead of Gittins and Simmons.
But doesn't that go against their policy?
That's that super chat is saying it's a choice where they spend the money. That is not. Why is it your rival's problem that you are spending the money this way? If anyone's spending that money, the expectations would be there, because that money can get you one of the best teams in the world. Like the money that Chelsea are spending can get them one of the best teams in the world.
Let me help David while he recovers from his internet. Can I ask you guys, do you think this Chelsea project of getting young players, young quality players, paying them low salaries, giving them a long-time contract, do you guys think this will eventually get them to consistently challenge for years and years and start winning major things?
It's a big. Can I answer this first before someone else come in?
Yeah.
It's a big if, because from what I'm seeing from the likes of Liverpool now is that Chelsea are getting better. They're building a team. But Liverpool are building a team that is for the future that is better than them. Let me give you an example. They buy Ekitike, they buy Isak, they bought Wirtz, they bought Kerkez, they bought Frimpong. These together, Liverpool spend the same money that Chelsea spend on like 20 players or 15 players. Yes, they got Delap and Joao Pedro. In no world, Joao Pedro and Delap will offset Isak's effect on Liverpool. Is that correct? In no world. Like Isak's 25. In the next 5 years, I'm expecting Liverpool front line to be better than
why?
Because Isak in the next 5 years will be better than Delap or Joao Pedro.
Yeah, but
Xavi Simons,
retired.
Yeah, and Xavi Simons could be better than Ekitike or whoever plays left wing for them. Who's right wing for them? I can't even remember who they have over there. No, Neto sucks. Forget that. Cole Palmer. I think Wirtz is better, but Cole Palmer is obviously
I think Cole Palmer. So Cole Palmer, I think is better than Wirtz.
Okay, fair enough. Caicedo is probably better than any midfielder
No, but
at Liverpool.
my point is that all the money that spent on the forwards, Chelsea could have spent them on better players or like ready now players. You buy ready
That's
now
why
players.
I'm asking. That's why I'm asking you.
That's not the point. You like you're
I rate that Chelsea team, and I think Chelsea will challenge this season, right? But I think Chelsea would have been. The problem is, David, you're frozen again.
David, honestly, if you don't connect hotspot, it's not going to work. I'm telling you.
Reset that. Reset that.
Or you have to
bro.
reset the Wi-Fi. Yeah, you have to reset the
Like
Wi-Fi.
my point about Chelsea, Ashraf, is I rate that Chelsea team. I rate them, right? And I think they will challenge. But I think with the money that was spent, they could have been way better. Now, I think David is good now.
But that's why I'm asking you, Mo, what is your prediction for how this Chelsea project is going to go? Do you think it's going to bomb in the end and not work? Or do you think it's actually going to click and all their youngsters who are growing together like Xavi Simons and Palmer and Caicedo and Cucurella and whatever are eventually going to start like having a dynasty over the next
I think it will win trophies. I don't think it will dominate because I think that Liverpool are actually getting better as well by the year. Like Gravenberch is going to get better. McAllister is going to get better. Wirtz is going to get better. Isak is going to get better. Even Isak has not even peaked yet. I think Ekitike is good. Like I think Joao Pedro may be better than
you can
Ekitike.
say that about
but you're contradicting yourself.
How?
No, if I'm being honest. Because earlier on you said that Liverpool's defense is Van Dijk plus. Van Dijk in 2 years' time, 3 years tops, is he going to be that same guy?
Are you forgetting that Liverpool are trying to sign Gehi, for example? If it's not this year, next year.
He's nowhere near that level, though.
Exactly. You said Van Dijk.
There is no defender
in the top of the greatest defenders.
I can answer. There is no defender there, Wolfie, that will. Guys, there is no defender in the world that can come in and replace Virgil van Dijk.
Exactly.
Liverpool cannot do anything. Liverpool cannot do anything about it. Right?
Exactly. I'm not saying that. I'm saying you would have to concede that when Van Dijk comes to the end and Mohamed Salah comes to the end, by default, they will have dropped their levels because they cannot replace those players. So they will weaken
least for a year or
naturally.
Yeah.
Even if they sign the next best defender coming out, Van Dijk is Van Dijk. So Liverpool will drop.
I can answer this very simple. Number one, I think they are working on replacing Salah now by signing the likes of Ekitike.
Can you replace Salah?
Yes, you can. Collectively, you have 100% you can. Collectively, 100% you can. You are doing the normal. Salah is 100%.
Look, here's the thing.
We lost Henry. We lost Henry and we didn't replace him.
You never replaced Henry.
Let me just finish this point before you come in.
Hazard.
There has to be a world where Liverpool will live after Mohamed Salah if they sign the right players. What I mean that they have Isak, Ekitike. There is going to be a right winger that will appear in Liverpool. You don't know. Liverpool might go and sign Desiree Doué next season. And now a front line of Gakpo, Ekitike, Isak, Desiree Doué, and whoever backup striker. By definition, that forward line on paper should be okay to replace Mohamed Salah's individual output collectively. Because they move on from Mohamed Salah. I'm also Mohamed Salah 2 years. Virgil van Dijk signed a 2-year contract. I believe as a defender, Virgil van Dijk can play until he's 36, 37, correct? Now they go for free. Next year, they sign Gehi and they sign another center back. Collectively, they build the defense. Like I believe Van Dijk individually, Arsenal with Gabriel and Saliba, that offsets Van Dijk. I believe the Arsenal defense is equivalent to Liverpool's defense. Why? Because okay, kind of like numbers wise, you're better. Because you actually have to replace Van Dijk collectively by developing Konate.
You're saying collectively, but let's just say, I mean, there's only a certain amount of players you can put on the pitch. So let's say they replace him with a Gay, and they have Konate. Let's say they keep Konate, he doesn't go PSG. Is that centre back pairing stronger or weaker than when they had Van Dijk?
On paper today, it's weaker, of course.
Not even on paper. On the pitch, it's weaker.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, my point is, to Ashraf's point, Chelsea can catch Liverpool.
Let me ask a question.
Yeah.
Let me ask a question. Listen, let me counter what you say, Wolf. Very objective. Do you think Van Dijk and Konate is better or Saliba and Gabriel?
As a pairing or individuals?
As a pair together. As
a pairing, I like Gabriel and Saliba.
Okay, that means there is a defense in the league that collectively are better than the Liverpool defense. So what is stopping Liverpool from making another pair that will be better than Van Dijk and Konate? What is
but now apply that same logic in different areas to Chelsea. What is stopping Forward Palmer from being one of the best we've ever seen? What is stopping Caicedo from being one of the best? What is stopping Xavi Simons, who's 22, from being one of the best wingers in the league? What is stopping Joao Pedro?
Let me ask you then. Do you think Xavi Simons is going to be one of the best?
I wanted him at Arsenal over Eze. I think as a left, I don't think he's.
So you okay? Do you think he's?
I don't think he's world class. Yeah, I think he will be not one of the. I don't know about one of the best.
You think he will be one of the best?
I think he'll bang for them.
Okay, can I ask you something?
I don't know.
See,
I think Joao Pedro will bang for them. I think Kukurea will bang for them.
Do you think in 2 years who's gonna be better in the Premier League? Cole Palmer. I'm using you, by the way. Don't ask for my opinion. Do you think in 2 years who's gonna be better, Cole Palmer or Florian Wirtz?
I mean, I like Wirtz right now. I've said.
Okay, so your answer is Wirtz.
Yeah.
So you think that, right?
Okay.
Do you think in the future the defense of Chelsea will be better, or Liverpool if they sign Gay and they have Gay and Konate, which is reported that he might renew his contract?
If Chelsea get top quality centre back, Gay or whoever the name you want to throw, I think they can overtake Liverpool's. Yes.
Okay, can I ask you? Okay, let me ask you. I'm gonna use your logic again. Do you think
Without
Gay
Van Dijk,
and
obviously.
okay, forget Van Dijk. Do you think Gay and Colwell is better, or Gay and Konate?
Gay and Colwell. Okay, so the centre backs only, or the entire back four? Because the entire back four, I think Chelsea.
We're talking about a
centre back only. Yeah, centre back. I rate Konate higher than Colwell, so I'll say Konate and Gay.
And Colwell, I rate him highly.
So Liverpool.
No, it's not, because ask me about the full backs now. Wait. You conveniently chose centre backs.
So
you ignore the full backs. I think the full backs of Chelsea are better. So now where do we go?
Okay, now where do we go? Who's better, Alisson or Sanchez?
Sanchez won't be here in 2 years' time. I said in 2 years' time.
Back five is better. There you go.
Sanchez won't be here by then.
I think people. I am not saying that Chelsea will not catch Liverpool. Chelsea, I believe, with 2 signings, can literally catch everyone in the league. 2 signings.
Yeah, but you want to rip up the whole. You want to rip up the whole foundation and just
exactly, which I don't think makes sense. I don't think that makes sense.
Okay, when did I say that?
You said you could have signed instead of Gittins
Rodrigo.
You could have got Rodrigo.
What if pay him 300k a week?
If we sign Rodrigo for 90 mil, he's 300k a week and he flops. Now what do we do?
He's not going to get 300k a week.
250, whatever. That's still higher than
what do you mean? What do you mean he flops?
He doesn't.
What if he flops?
Fantastic, guys. Fantastic. What if both Gittins, who you signed for £50 million, and Xavi Simons, who you will sign for 50, and you will sign for £55 million, both flop?
You sell them for a good price because their wages are cheap. Exactly. And by the way, they've proven it. How much did you sell Kevin Dewsbury Hall, whatever his name is?
So they can't sell Rodrigo. So you're talking about so you're mentioning the wages. So the reason why Chelsea don't sign players,
not transfer
wages.
Bro, they spend 115 million on Caicedo and 105 on Enzo. So the transfer fee's never been the issue.
See, the difference for me, I would rather Chelsea take, if I'm a Chelsea fan, I would rather Chelsea take the risk in someone that is established, right? Rodrigo than signing Gittins and Xavi Simons.
And this is why that's correct. If Chelsea, instead of all, and listen, we've come full circle, and this is why Mo has proved himself correct, in my opinion. It is not my problem, or Ashraf's problem, or Wolfie's problem, that Chelsea decided to spend the 200 million on youngsters. It's not my problem. I don't care. It's up to Chelsea who they sign, and it's up to me to criticize or to prop. I like Joao Pedro. I did more Joao Pedro prop than anyone on this panel. I called him Firmino Regen. But you could have taken the same money that you're about to pay on the left wingers, give it to Rodrigo. Now, you could have taken the same money that you pay on Delap and Simmons and go sign, as an example, Jokeres. Hello, when they were fighting with each other, go and swoop in and sign Jokeres, as an example. There are so many things that you could do to make your team ready, as Wolfie said, to take that next step and challenge and be serious contenders. So when you go out there and you spend the money, it's not my fault who you spend the money on. It's not on me. Like, I don't look at Chelsea and go like, oh wow, by the way, listen, I'm gonna give them a bly because actually the 150 million they spent it on all kids. And who told them to buy kids then? Is it like
you guys are wrong. I can destroy that argument real quick.
Did I make
Osam, Chelsea fans, and I'm just gonna say this, guys. People are gonna get triggered. Chelsea fans don't use the same logic for Arsenal. They say Arteta signed this, signed that. They spend that much money, but Arteta spent it on Sampi Lokonga. Arteta spent it on Tavares. That didn't work. He spent it on Wolfie. He spent it on players that didn't work. Fabio Vieira didn't work for them. Sampi Lokonga didn't work. Tavares didn't work. They say Zinchenko didn't work. If you can, but you didn't give them excuses that their signings didn't work. You didn't give them that.
So the difference is Arteta spent the money in the defense, bro. That's the at least Chelsea have spread it out. Chelsea, I would say, for the last few years have needed a 9. Clearly needed a 9 for a few years, and they've addressed that in Pedro and in a project in Delap. Arsenal, well, Arteta, should I say? I don't know. I'm sure Ashraf would probably agree. Most of the money he was given, he spent fucking left backs, bro, centre backs, defensive players. I think I saw a stat a few months ago where 600 of the 700 million, whatever it was spent on non-attacking players. I can't remember the exact stat, but that's the difference. Chelsea have spread it out a bit better than Arteta did.
And no, don't forget, also Arteta's been there for a lot longer. You know why you guys are factually wrong about what this Chelsea project? Because the reality is, how long has it been running? 3 years, David? 3 years?
Yeah.
Factually, you guys are wrong because they're making progress year. They went from 12th to 6th to 4th and winning the Club World Cup. So factually, the project is actually working. Now, next year, if they get even closer, or they challenge better, or they finish more comfortably in the top 4, then factually, their project actually is going in the correct direction. And our opinions about you could have done this, ifs, buts, and maybes, Arsenal did it, it didn't lead to anything. Their project, if anything, won them a Club World Cup. And you're wrong. Them better and better.
Can I provide you the opposite argument? Let me provide you the opposite argument. Do you agree that climbing the artificial mountain climbing thing that they have in my country is not like climbing Mount Kilimanjaro? You know, it's different challenges that require you to have different tools, that require you to have different energies and different things. Going to from 12th to 6th to 4th, that progression into becoming a top 4 club is a completely different progression from going to 4th to 1st. Now, we have evidences of clubs who have done that before, aka Liverpool Football Club and the Jurgen Klopp. When we went and finished 4th, who did we sign? Alisson, Van Dijk. Champions League winner, Premier League winner, immediately after we made those 2 signings. Why? Because you need that signings that elevate. And I can use actually previous winners like Gary Neville on his podcast and others who, when they came out and said, look, sometimes one world-class signing just ups everyone in the team. As an Arsenal fan, you should know this more than anyone. It's better for Arsenal to sign Jokeres than go sign 3 young strikers who one day can become Jokeres, because Jokeres walks into the dressing room, he uplifts everyone around him, everyone feels excited again, etc., etc., etc. Now, had Chelsea this summer went and signed Rodrigo, Osimhen, blah, 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 people would be sat there going like, shit, Chelsea are serious. It sends a message to the whole league, and their dressing room is excited because everyone knows who Rodrigo is, everyone knows who Osimhen is, everyone who knows who Jokeres is. These are the players that can help make Chelsea take that next step, while getting to a top 4 thing. The players that they signed this summer, by the way, are top 4 players. Joao Pedro, top 4 player. Liam Delap, top 4 player. Simmons, etc. They're all players.
Top 4 player.
As in, he's a player that can help you get top 4, So he's that type of player. But he ain't a player to challenge. You need that extra step to take you to the challenging level.
But
they challenge for half.
Wait, now I'm
sorry. Go ahead.
I just want to the point Ashraf made. The difference in this.
David, you're lagging.
Sam.
Yeah, you're lagging again. They just switched from the hotspot.
You're lagging like crazy, bro.
Yeah, the hotspot was working fine, bro.
You're ruining the show.
Let me just make this point.
4G, David. 4G from your phone, hotspot connect.
The point Ashraf made is absolutely the best point of the show so far. The reason why this project between Chelsea and Arsenal is completely different is that along the way, they've been picking up a little trophy here and there, or a Club World Cup like they have. If Arsenal had won an FA Cup or a League Cup, last season or the season before, then I think Arteta has a stance to say, look, we are progressing, we're winning titles, we're winning trophies, we finished second. What Chelsea are doing, and this is why, even though I am pushing them to be a bit more kind of chesty with their ambitions, at least they can say within this project already, they have picked up trophies. They picked up a European one. They've picked up the Club World Cup and so on. And they're progressing. Arteta can't do that now this season for me. He has to now skip to the majors. He's had his chance over the last 5-6 years to do that.
You're right.
This is what Chelsea have done. And this is why Chelsea's project, to me, looks better anyway, because the pressure keeps getting relieved. A Conference League title, a Club World Cup title, just it opens that valve. Arteta's valve is shut.
I think he's right. I think that he's actually correct in this aspect. Like Chelsea, they are winning trophies along the way. Especially, imagine if this season, even if they don't win the title or they come third or fourth, they win a Carabao Cup, they reach a Champions League quarterfinal, they win an FA Cup. That is along the way you're winning a trophy. I agree that Arteta is like it's past that point now. Like the cups are not enough for you to keep your job. Like you should have won the cup 2 years ago. You should have won the cup now. Like it's actually Wolfie has had a great point about this. Like, yes, now we're looking at the Chelsea product. For me, to be honest, I believe, and this is when Ashraf disagrees with me, I believe that Chelsea can actually take 5 steps forward with the money they are taking. And instead of taking 1 step, like what Chelsea are doing now is, what is it called? Risk reward. They're like, you know what? We're signing 2 players. If one of them doesn't work, we'll sell him and get another one. And instead of putting all their eggs in one basket and signing the star, like Delap and João Pedro, if one of them doesn't work, they can sell them for profit. And then they go another guy. For me, I actually think that Chelsea can use that money to take like giant steps towards like passing Arsenal, get into the levels of Liverpool, get into the levels of City. You know what I mean? Like quicker. Then
you have to destroy their whole project.
Yes, I get it.
Will
destroy the whole model. Some Chelsea fans actually agree with me. Some Chelsea fans say, we should take that step now. We are in the right place today because we built the midfield of Caicedo, Enzo, Lavia, Andre Santos, Palmer, Kukurea. We are in that, the 200 million we can spend or 300 million. Let's buy only 3 players that are high profile with this money and move to the next step right away. And instead of buying 3, 4, and then try to sell them. That is what people...
By the way,
like me.
Someone said in the comments, and I love the comment, I think it's more about profiles over names, man. I think we get stuck in the names so far when the reality is when they got Cole Palmer, he was a profile, he wasn't a name. And look what that did to them. So for me, if they...
This is your point, Ashraf, correct? This is your point, exactly.
Chelsea, yeah, exactly. And by the way, especially if it's been working, I would 100% agree with you. If there's been regression, they stagnated last year, I would say, you know what, yeah, fair enough. Sometimes to switch it up. But if they have been progressing, and as Wolfie said, picking up things on the way and challenging and playing well against the big teams, I would argue that they are going well, right? Wolfie. Yes, they obviously took them time. Freaking Graham Potter, sack Graham Potter. Who did they get after him? Pochettino. Fair enough. I agree that was a bit too much. But now they settled on Maresca, clearly, and I'm presuming all Chelsea fans agree, he seems like the right manager. Unless they start regressing, I don't see why they should stop.
And a lot of their project players, for want of a better phrase, are okay because they're not overspending on them. I know there is some in there, but if you look at, say, Manchester United, look what they did with a Højlund. Look what they did with an Anthony. Okay, they overspent on these players and they're going to get no resale value from them. Where if Chelsea have done this in the 30s and the 35 millions, they're able to then turn these players either for profit or break even or move them on, or within that batch of players, they find a little gem here and there. So it is a bit of throw the shit at the wall and see what sticks. But they are now finding that a lot of the stuff is sticking and they're producing off that. What they can next do after this, I think after this season, you'll be able to see clearly this midfield is intact, is working. Maybe we need a new right back, for example, or whatever it might be. Then they can start to be more surgical with the changes they make, and they don't need to spread the net out too wide. So that's the difference. And this is why when I look at their project, I think I can see where they're going. When I look at Arsenal's project, I think, hurry up. You know what I'm saying? That's the difference between the two.
I see what Wolf is saying.
You're trying to rip up the scripts. You're trying to build the house before the foundation's done. Let the foundation just let it set.
I think you have the foundation, in my opinion. We'll see this season. Let me do the super chats. Oh my goodness. David's internet is like his stupid Terry argument. Couldn't hold the high line. Know your place. There are levels in greatness. I don't know. This is a super chat that is related to. There is a super chat that is related to something that David said, probably on the top 6 with Terry. So we don't know anything about what is going on. You said something on the top 6, and someone is super chatting about this. David, I don't know what is he talking about. To be honest.
I don't either, and I was there.
My man, I don't know what you're talking about. My man here, 007, J007. Chelsea are going to be a great addition to the title race this season. They will make Arsenal, Liverpool, and City all look better in comparison. That's fair enough.
I don't think so. Come on.
We'll see how it goes. But big up my man saying, love from India. We have to challenge. No one can guarantee a title, but the fight, we cannot run away. That's what Osam is saying, that Liverpool were not.
I agree with that.
John Terry in a high line, he is saying. Okay. So I got it. John Terry couldn't be hold a high line. I'm just going to tell you one thing, guys.
He couldn't, by the way. That's true.
Football have changed. That is not the point, by the way. You actually analyze every era on its own.
Nestor held a high line. You know, exactly. Maldini and all those. But are we not going to say they're the greatest in defense?
Wolfie,
I agree.
Wolfie, you know exactly what I'm about to say. Cannavaro moved to Real Madrid and got fucking torn apart that he had to go back to Italy in 2 years. After winning, by the way, after winning Ballon d'Or, winning the best player in the world, he went to Real Madrid, found that La Liga's high lines and the way they defend is not suitable to him, and we consider.
But I will say as a argument to back the Van Dijk argument, you can easily say Van Dijk fits in any era, because for me he's flawless. Like, he's good on the ball, he's quick, so you cannot just beat him with pace. Physically strong, cannot beat him in the air. Can play in a high line, can play in a one-on-one situation.
Good on the ball as well. Good on the ball.
Good on the ball. Like literally any era.
According to Honorable David,
sorry, David. Yeah, and sorry. Oh my God, that's crazy. And also, he also can do the physical battle if he wants to. Yes, I know people make fun of him to say like he stays away and stuff like that, but that's also smart defending. But if he gets into a physical battle, he can win against anyone. So
yeah, I agree with everything you said, bro. But I think leadership-wise, you can't beat likes of Tony Adams.
In 30 years.
Yeah, but true. But Van Dijk is an elite leader.
Leadership is extremely important.
He's literally the first ever Dutch captain in history to win the Premier League.
I'm not saying he's not a leader, bro. I'm saying Tony Adams is a better leader.
And he played next to.
Yeah, probably.
When you talk about leader, it's about how you play next to the players next to you, and the leadership, and do they improve when you play next to them. Here's why Mo's point is strong, even from a leadership perspective. Van Dijk has played next to Lovren, Klavan, Matip, Joe Gomez, Konate, like every center back, Fabinho playing center back, and Gravenberch, and they all look competent next to him. That's the crazy part. I will never forget when people on YouTube were seriously discussing Matip as one of the best center backs on earth. That was an actual conversation. When people were saying Joe Gomez, by the way, 18-19, we won the Champions League. Joe Gomez was at his fittest. People were literally saying Joe Gomez is the best English defender. That's the level
I remember
people were talking about. Because of Van Dijk's leadership. Like, Van Dijk helps with us holding the offside line. He helps with Robertson. He helps with so much.
You're hurting Man United and Chelsea's feelings. You're hurting Man United and Chelsea's feelings.
I'm not saying he's not a leader, bro. There's leaders and then there's leaders. And I put that bracket, Tony Adams, Stuart
You know
Pearce,
what? You cannot talk football. You're talking leadership, your ability as a defender, as a player in the team. You're talking about leadership. That is fine, but you can't talk football about Van Dijk being worse than any of these defenders. He's better football.
I have not said that. I am saying the distinction between them is that leadership quality that you do not see, that you saw in the earlier days. The Keanes, the Stuart Pearces, the Adams.
But you will never see that, ever.
I agree. That's my point. Leadership is different now. And I agree with what you're saying. He leads with those around him. But there's that leadership, the guy who is in charge, man. That era is gone.
Yeah, that era is gone from football in general.
I am the one who started Van Dijk is the best defender ever in the Premier League. In time, long contracts leads to a lot of dead weights. So here is the problem, JW007. They fucking can sell. They're the best club in the world in selling their dead weight for profit. Okay? My man, I don't know who you support. Just wake up. and I'm gonna tell you the news, right? Chelsea have sold their third choice right winger for profit after being labeled failed to a direct rival in London for profit. Okay, this week.
João Felix. Let's not forget.
They doubled their money on a failed winger. In 2 seasons, Liverpool's spine is gone, but that's why they are getting a new spine, which is Isak.
Yeah, they're getting a new spine.
You see, you want to know the thing is, why don't we get there when we get there? Like, why do I have to talk about 2 seasons from now? Let's talk about we haven't even played this season yet. The transfer window isn't even over
What we
yet.
said to you earlier, bro.
By then, you never know. What if Konate becomes an unbelievable leader who's reliable and fit, and now we sign someone next to him? Like,
Konate can become a Gabriel. Konate can become a Gabriel.
All of you guys. Gabriel 3 years ago was referred to as a bozo. Now I wholeheartedly believe he's better than Saliba. Shit changes in 2 years. Just be patient.
Oh, Sam, what if Liverpool ends up with Jackson?
Yeah, what happens if Isak stays at Newcastle? Yeah.
Promise you.
Okay. Thank you so much. We have one of the best talented and tactically flexible squad. And apart from, say, left winger and striker, we will have mostly the same squad. I think he's talking about Chelsea. Yeah, actually, if you get Xavi Simons, that is a left winger that actually is top notch. Is very good, actually. That is very good. My man here is saying Chelsea don't have funds for Rodrigo's wages. They need, by the way, both wages of Xavi Simons and Gittins can be paid for Rodrigo. They need to, but people explain their point. They need to pay for the locker room expansion to accommodate the ranks of players on 10-year contracts. Oh man, my man is really against that Chelsea project.
Sounds like an Arsenal fan, and I'm an Arsenal fan. And I'm saying it. You sound like an Arsenal
guys. We still have about 1,400 people in the house, guys. Can we get to 500 likes at least, guys? 500 likes. Come on, guys. David is saying Wi-Fi just died. Rodrigo will be a flop if he comes to the Premier League. Mark my word. Rather have Madueke. Real talk. He comes with something to prove.
Yeah, I was right. Delusion like that is an Arsenal fan trait. That's smart, honestly. I'm looking at Twitter right now, and a lot of people are
tweeting than Rodrigo.
A lot of people are retweeting this Noni Madueke finish in training because he got slotted through and he curled it top corner. Watch how all the screens around the world for Arsenal fans is just filled with white stuff. Just, bruh, we are deluded. Someone said Madueke is better than Rodrigo.
It's the hope. I think in Clear Lake first year, they signed Koulibaly, Sterling, Aubameyang, and some experienced players, and it didn't work for them as well. I think that is what made them...
Yeah, but that's the complete opposite other than Koulibaly. Koulibaly at the time was referred to as one of the best centre-backs on earth. So, fair, you have a good point on that one. Aubameyang was finished. Sterling was finished.
Wolf, I know you have to go.
Yeah,
if you're asking about the thing, it's to Hussam. He has the listers thing. Yeah. Big up. Great players can play in any era. That is clear. 100%. I agree with you. I agree with this. We chased names before we fallen off from a cliff instantly. More, why should Chelsea change their tactics if the graph is on the upward trajectory, data-driven? Yeah, I hear your point. That's what David explained to Ashraf explained. Arteta's Arsenal grew too fast to win a conference. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, but Diallo, we were in the Europa League though, and we lost to Sporting, we lost to Olympiacos, we lost to I can't remember which other team knocked us out. Like, let's be honest, we were in the Europa League and we didn't do anything either. So, but yeah, but conference is way weaker. So fair enough. That's not the same argument.
Guys, let's get to 500. I know Wolfie has to go. We just have to talk about Arsenal a little bit. I know you have to go. We'll see you, Wolfie. Thank you.
Good to see you, boys. Big up to chat. Hit the likes. See you later. Bye.
Big up. See you. Okay, Hussam is like 2 way back. My man here is saying Rodrigo is a spicy Ceballos. You are so adamant that Rodrigo is not good. It is what it is, you know. It is what if you think so, you think so. Are Arsenal ready for the league? To be honest with you, you know, like you see, like a lot of Arsenal content creators, they're doing Arsenal ready for the league or not, Arsenal ready for the league or not, Arsenal ready for the league or not. I feel there are a lot of Arsenal fans, and I'm being honest, and I'm not saying all of Arsenal fans, Ashraf, are preparing themselves for a season when Arsenal don't win the Premier League.
Yeah, of course.
Like everyone is starting talking about the cups. We should go far in the Champions League. We should focus on the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup. I was actually saying that I think that Arsenal, it's either they win the league or they don't finish, or they finish third or fourth. To be honest,
no, I don't think it's that extreme. I think we probably will finish second as things stand, unless City or Chelsea do something crazy in the transfer in the remaining month or so.
Even if you get Eze, you think that even if you get Eberechi Eze,
unless we get like a top quality left winger like Rodrigo or Leao, I look. Of course, we have like right now as things stand today. Do we have a chance of winning the league? Of course we do, because we are, in my opinion, we are the second best team. But I don't think we have enough to win the league, and this is why, as much as I'm happy about Gyökeres and the fact that we signed the right striker, it doesn't matter if the team that's ahead of us is getting even stronger. Like, that's the reality. We have to compare what we are doing with what the other teams are doing, and Liverpool, in my opinion, have at the very, very minimum maintained the gap, if not extended it, right? And I think that is an issue. You're asking, are we ready for the league? What, to challenge and compete with Liverpool closely? Maybe, yeah, but to win it, I don't think so. Because to win it, I think we have to have the best squad and the best team, and because we are already inferior when it comes to the manager, in my opinion. And I don't think we have that. That said, however, obviously not every team that wins is perfect in everything, right? I think we can win the league with this same team, but I said this, I think, last time on Hussam's stream or on the Kura pod, I can't remember. The first 6 games are Man United, Leeds, Liverpool, I think Forest, City, and then Newcastle, right? When it comes to the big 6 games, United, City, and Liverpool, I don't care. I don't want him to play attacking. I don't want him to play something different. What he's been doing the last 2 seasons has been working. As much as I criticize him, and I think he should have gone this summer, there's no question he's the best manager in the league when it comes to the big 6 games. That's factually true from the last 2 seasons. So when you play those games, I'm not going to judge him differently. Hey, do the exact same thing that's been working. It's those other 3 games, Leeds, Forest, and Newcastle, where I'll get an idea if we have a decent chance of winning the league or not. Because if you play that game those games conservative, slow build up, not really pressing, not really like tripling the number of chances and shots and everything that other teams have in those games, then I'll say like nothing's changed, and yeah, we definitely are not winning the league.
I still not ruling Arsenal out, but as it looks currently, I am not saying that you are favorites to win the league by any means. I think you are the second favorite behind Liverpool. I'm waiting to see how he plays, especially if there's a friendly tomorrow. Is he going to reach the shackle? The fact that some Arsenal fans now are talking about Madueke Ashraf as the savior on that left side, I'm like, how did Arsenal go from trying to sign a Rodrigo, Leao, or someone like this on that left side to Arsenal fans asking, it's Madueke our savior on that left side? Is actually crazy, and it tells me again that the recruitment for Arsenal, if they don't sign a winger, goes to the wrong player. The funds, if Arsenal are spending 48 million pounds on that and they are not getting a top left winger, the funds again are going to the wrong players. That is the problem.
I genuinely believe both Trossard and Martinelli are better than him on the left, and that's saying something, given that I don't rate either one of them on the left wing anymore. Like Martinelli, for whatever reason, has just lost his shine. And Trossard, look, he's getting older. He's a bench player. He was never supposed to be a starter. This goes back to my argument about the Partey thing, right? Because when we lost Partey, and I said if we are losing Partey, we should have gone and got someone better. Because right now you have risked yourself in 2 places. Your left wing is one. Obviously, we've spoken about that. And also your midfield. Because we are now praying on our knees that Zubimendi works out from day one. That the first game week against United until the end, Zubimendi settles in the league, starts performing, doesn't have the Rodri season, doesn't have the Partey season when he first joined, and actually adapts really quick. Because if he doesn't, you're watching Norgon and Rice play.
Actually, you should be on your knees for Odegaard. Not Zubimendi.
No, but even if Odegaard works,
And
Habibi, someone has to get the ball to Odegaard consistently. Partey, when he came to Arsenal in the 2021 season, he struggled to adapt to the league. And that was a COVID season. Rodri, when he came to a league-winning Man City, struggled to adapt. Some DMs coming from La Liga, it happens. They could take time to adapt. When I said we should have tried to go for Baleba, people were like, 70 million? Are you mad? Why would we pay that much? Well, we paid 50 million for Madueke. So you could have added another 20, maybe from a Zinchenko sale or whoever, and actually got a proper midfielder, maybe from the Premier League, to compete with Zubimendi, to help. That way you have a backup plan in case Zubimendi doesn't
Liverpool
work.
just sold Tyler Morton for 15 million, bro.
I know.
Exactly. Are you telling me we cannot sell Zinchenko for 20? We cannot sell Nelson for 15? Like that's insane for me to think about.
Bro,
this
15
is why
million we just sold bloody Tyler Morton. Bro, like football casuals.
Yeah, Chelsea sold Broya, who they have been loaning for 2.5 seasons for 20 million pounds. Fixed fees.
Like, you wanna know something? I'm gonna call
it's fucking nuts. Like, I've never seen this.
Put up Tevin's comment, please.
Which comment? Which comment?
You
can put the comment.
You wanna know something? You wanna know the problem, Tevin? You're saying you're tired of this discourse, blah blah blah.
I'm tired too.
خلي الكومنت على الشاشة طيب. المهم. You wanna know something, Tevin? You, Diallo, all the rest are part of the problem. And I'll tell you why. Arsenal fans like yourself remind me of Liverpool fans 3 years ago. The only one who will know, because he was working with me closely from back then, is Mo. Nothing at Liverpool could be criticized constructively without having 100,000 people start jumping at you. Mo will tell you. When I was against the signing of Darwin Núñez, they insulted my family, they insulted my religion, they insulted my channel, they insulted my look, they insulted everything. Just because I criticized a signing that Liverpool made.
You're not a real fan, stay in Jordan. Never visit
the 3 signings that we made that summer were Darwin Núñez, Fabio Carvalho, and Calvin Ramsey. Darwin Núñez, 3 years later, everyone wants sold. Fabio Carvalho can't even start at Brentford. Calvin Ramsey, no one knows where he is to begin with. No one knows who Calvin Ramsey is. No one knows where he is. I don't even know if he's registered at the club still. And then Liverpool went through the worst downfall. You get me, with Klopp finished 5th. And then it took us actually spending money and being smart to re-energize ourselves. Here's the problem with Arsenal. Coming into the summer, Tevin and every Arsenal fan in the chat would have said this. We need to sign Rodrigo, Gyökeres, and we need to show that we're a serious football club so we can win the league. Arsenal proceed to waste £50 million on Noni Madueke, sign a backup goalkeeper in Kepa, who I believe is shit, sign another centre-back backup in Mosquera that they do not need, focus on the word need, sign Norgard, who's a good Premier League midfielder, but he's nothing special. The problem is with Arsenal is they needed to take this project to the next level. Arsenal needed to have the window that Liverpool are having right now. Arsenal needed to go and rattle Isak and rattle Newcastle and force Isak to make a transfer request, because Isak joining Arsenal, shockwaves across the whole league. Arsenal needed to go and sign Rodrigo. Arsenal needed to do all of these things. But instead, the way that you're moving in the transfer window shows me there's a reason why Ashraf isn't excited. There's a reason why so many of the people aren't excited, because the game against Spurs is just preseason. Fuck the result. No one cares about the result of any preseason game. I want to make this clear. The result of preseason does not matter. But the way that you played against Spurs proves to me that you have the same exact problem of breaking down a low block. All Thomas Frank did was the same terrorist football that he employed at Brentford. 10 men behind the ball, Son halfway line, yalla habibi, and then Arsenal couldn't break down Spurs to save their life. And Arsenal were crossing it into Gyökeres, when even us as just regular football fans know that Gyökeres' weakness is actually in the air. Like, his actual weakness is in the air. And this is the problem that I speak about when I'm looking at this Arsenal situation. I still think even with Gyökeres, because of the options that you currently have, breaking down a low block will be a struggle. Which is why, come back all the way full cycle. If it comes out that the reason why Arsenal cannot sign Rodrigo is because of the money, then every single Arsenal fan in the chat need to be Arteta out because he's the one that pushed for the Madueke signing. And we know this for a fact because it's been reported by journalists. Madueke
it is the money because we don't want to pay the wages.
Yeah, Madueke is an Arteta signing, not a Berta signing. If it comes out that you can't spend money on Rodrigo because of this, then you all need to switch up. Because if you're talking about backup, me and Ashraf had this conversation 3 weeks ago, funnily enough. Johan Bakayoko, Champions League experienced, very talented, good ceiling, went to Leipzig for 27 million euros, half the price of Madueke. And if you're talking about backup, you could sign him for backup. I'd rather have Johan Bakayoko in my team than Noni Madueke. That's just the truth. So for me, if I'm an Arsenal fan, I don't feel excited about next season at all. I think Arsenal go one of two ways. Either they have an amazing season or a shit season. I don't think there's an in the middle.
And the funny thing is, people only hear what they want to hear. So Tevin is sitting there saying, we're talking about the same thing, moaning, let's see what happens. I literally said in the very beginning that if Arteta, the Leeds game, which is the second game, and the other two games, Forest and Newcastle, plays different, plays attacking football, my mind will change. Without any signings. I didn't even talk about left wing after that. But I don't think that'll happen. And we haven't seen evidence of that. But even if he does it tomorrow against Villarreal, that doesn't mean it'll change. I'm talking about the actual Premier League. So you just want to hear what you want to hear. Because I literally said, if he does it in the other three games, outside the... I said, Big Six, don't change anything. Play your boring-ass football because he is the best at that. But if you play the other games and you play attacking football, I'll change my mind. The reality... And just to finish on Hassam's point as well, because he mentioned this earlier. I'm going to be honest, guys. None of the signings we've made outside Gyökeres move us forward. Zero. Zilch. You talk about, well, you got Mosquera as backup. Okay, fair, but we didn't have an issue with our defense last year. In fact, by the way, people forget this. They talk about injuries in our attack. You guys realize we had major injuries in our defense too, right? Ben White was out injured for 10 plus weeks. Gabriel out injured towards the end of the season for a few months. Calafiori missed many weeks. Timber was out here and there. We've had injuries in defense. Saliba, I think, missed one game and then had another one through red card. But because we had good defensive cover, we managed to like have players come in, fill up here and there, which is why we had the best defense in the league. Mosquera coming in doesn't improve us; it just maintains the status quo. Zubimendi and Norgard coming in, even if Zubimendi settles immediately. With the guys who we've lost, it doesn't improve us. It stays literally status quo. Norgard, in my opinion, Madueke, in my opinion, I don't even think it keeps status quo. I actually have a theory that it might even regress us, in my opinion. Gyökeres is the only one where I'll say, yes, that's a clear improvement. We've improved over there. So the reality is nothing we have done this transfer window, in my opinion, so far, has changed. If Arteta plays attacking football, proper quality attacking football, like how we played 2-3 seasons ago in the Leeds game, the Forest game, and Newcastle, the first 6 games, then, bro, I won't even talk about the signings because then something major, something fundamental that, in my opinion, has affected us from winning the last 2 seasons has changed, and I'll give him credit for that. I don't see that happening.
Depends. First 6 games, we need 14 points minimum. Let's fucking go. Yeah, 100%. Tanya's saying, Palmer gonna take this league, bro. Get ready, boys. Yeah, Tanya, you believe that Chelsea will win the league? It's crazy, actually. Chances, Liverpool. Oh my God, Liverpool 40, Arsenal 30, City 25, and the rest is 5%. Oh my. Really? Is that what you think? I don't think that anybody put that, to be honest. 30% and Liverpool 40%. Arsenal isn't above Rodri and rejuvenated City. No, I think Rodri is a little bit injured still, and I think that it's different a little bit. I think that City will be below Arsenal, to be honest, this season.
Also, they haven't improved their defense. It still sucks.
Yeah. Is it fair for attacking style to come gradually?
No, because he showed it already.
What does that mean?
Because he's talking about attacking style to come gradually. Yeah, but you were playing like this anyway 3 years ago. You're the one that fucked it.
Yeah, 22-23, we started attacking and guns blazing from the beginning. So that's BS. It's a style. Nobody's saying go and score 7 goals or 6 goals. Just the football style should be different.
We'll see how it goes. But listen, people, thank you so much for everyone that tuned in. Thank you for everyone that supported the channel. Hit the like button, guys. We're 50 likes away from 500. We still have over 1,000 people here in the house. This will take you to A-listers with the Lewis, Igals, and the rest of the guys, of course, are going to be there. That is going to be a fire stream on Don Osam's channel. I appreciate everyone that is here. Big up Ashraf for being here. Thank you so much. You can catch Ashraf.
Evan, you just keep saying buzzwords in the chat. Crazy. Oh my God. Ashraf's been saying the same thing. You never provide a counter argument at all. You haven't provided one single counter argument to anything Ashraf says because you can't. Big up, though. Big up. Keep saying the same stuff like, oh my God, everyone hates Arsenal. Oh my God, the world is against us. Oh my God, we're the most hated club. Well. You haven't provided one single argument. Not one single argument. Oh yeah, I'm very salty about Arsenal. Very salty about Arsenal, who we beat to a league title. Completely salty.
We'll see you guys in the next stream. Let me just make sure I redirect it to Osam. And we are out of here, people.
Very salty from a loser.